How long does it take to run the world's hardest mile? So I've seen some clips going around, people taking on the world's hardest mile. And as the mile guy, I had to give it a shot. So you've got a quarter mile of bear crawls, followed by a quarter mile of burpee jumps, quarter mile lunges, and a quarter mile run to finish it off. And watching these clips, it's inspiring, but it leaves a lot to the imagination. I'm wondering, how many burpees did it take? How long was that first lap of bear crawls? How many lunges did you have to do to get a 400? Today, we're gonna find that out. And since they're calling this the world's hardest mile, I'm not expecting it to be easy. The bear crawls are gonna kill my shoulders. Burpees, everyone hates those. Lunges, RIP to the quads. The run at the end might not be too bad. So since this is gonna destroy my whole body, I'm gonna get a little full body warm up in. Gonna run a little bit, get some lunges in to get those hips nice and stretched out. Hit a couple of shoulder swings, they'll be ready to go. I'm trying to come into this with a game plan too. I know it's gonna be brutal, so mind over matter, we gotta rock with that. And the only other thing I could think about beforehand, I'll let you know afterwards if I change my mind, is for those burpees, I'm gonna want to fall forward, come up to where I am, and then jump from there. So instead of having my feet come back and staying in one spot, I'd rather fall forward, get that extra yard out of it. And then for our lunges, the game plan is just to get as far as I can with each one. Since we're going for distance, not reps, I figure I should overextend, really stretch, and try to get as far as I can. I'll let you know the total count at the end. And then just that quarter mile run, bang it out to finish things strong. 3, 2, 1, go. Start. It's gonna hurt. Thankfully, the track is rubberized. So it's not too bad on my hands, but I'm also like 20 yards in. So talk to me in another 100 yards. I'm about 100 yards in. In my head, bear crawl's the hardest one. At least that's what I'm telling myself. So after this lap, I think it'll get a little easier. It can't get harder than this. Up to this point, the hardest mile I did was pushing a truck for a mile. I think that took a little over 30 minutes. I have no idea how long this one's gonna take me. About 150 yards in. They're getting red. You might see your boy hopping into the grass in a little bit. I should have asked this beforehand, but one thing I've always wondered is how do you like bear crawl correctly? Do I transfer more weight forward and put it in my shoulders because that kind of drives me forward? Or do I kind of sit back and let the feet do the work? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Quick update while I let my hands recover. 200 in, halfway to the first lap. We're at 5:21. Off we go. I think in one more burst, I think I can make it to the end of this lap. I just gotta dial in, zone out, forget about the pain in my shoulders and go. Easier said than done. It's not a break, I'm still down. I told myself that was gonna be the hardest quarter mile. I hope that's true. I don't see these other ones being worse than that. But first quarter mile, as spit and sweat comes flying out of my mouth. 11:32. Lap 2, burpees. I'll try to keep track of how many I'm doing in my head. 1. I think it's time to transfer into the grass. These little keyboard hands can only take so much. 8 burpees in. Falling forward meant there's a lot of weight right here. So that boy's starting to blister already. We're in the grass. And it's gonna be more of an inchworm burpee at this point. 15 right here. It's all about the jump. I'm trying to go forward and just get up, give myself a quick little second, and get that jump in. That's 19. With those jumps, also tire out the legs. Who would have thought? I always thought that when you roll around in the grass and get super itchy, 27. I thought that was from chiggers. It's like animals that live in the grass. But then someone told me, 28. Someone told me it's from all the fertilizer they put down. It combines with your sweat and starts to burn. So Is there any truth to that? 29. 100 yards in, I was at 31, which tells me, 37, that the total distance will be about 124 burpees to get around. And if you're wondering why I'm all gross after a couple burpees, it's because the grass is wet, which means 53. I'm a little scared to land every time in case I go flying forward. But my alternative is hopping into that 54, and that's hurting my hands. Halfway through with this lap, it's taken me 11:10 so far. So almost as much as the whole bear crawl. 65 burpees in. So slightly new strategy. I'm going with shorter, less explosive ones, 73. And the hope is I won't get as winded because I'm not bracing myself for a huge jump. Remember when I said the bear crawl lap was gonna be the hardest lap? I think that was a lie. Oh, this one's the hardest one, which means 88. The next one definitely can't be worse. And because I have little baby keyboard hands, 89, I got that fat blister going on. I think that was 89, which means I gotta go up on my fingers now whenever I go down. So now the fingers are cramping. Is that 90? Oh, 99. Here's the big 100. 100. Too bad. I gotta keep going to there. Oh. So 100 in. That seems pretty consistent. If I'm passing the 300 mark now, 101. If the first 100 took me 31, that'd be about 93 total. So right on 100 makes sense. 102. And right now is when I'm a little bit suspicious of all those like 40-second clips of people doing this because they look too happy. 111. Go watch one of them. They're smiling. They're having fun. They show you them doing like 2 burpees. And then, hey, that lap's over. So let me know what you think. Are they faking it? 112. I got no words of wisdom right now. I just got death and pain and a little bit of a sunburn brewing up over here. Oh, 115. Oh God, 2 more to make it. Oh, there it is. Ooh, 130 burpees for that quarter mile. I've got an insane amount of sweat dripping off the hat right now. Halfway through, I'm at 34, 46. The last lap took me 23 minutes. I was breathing so hard during that home stretch. It's gonna be crazy to see what my heart rate was for that. Bonus points, the hands get a nice little break now. Lunges, a little bit of running, and then we're done. Don't worry, I'm not cheating you. After that water break, I went right back to the start. Let's get this next quarter mile going. And luckily, 11. This is something that I actually do. I actually do lunges. I don't do falling forward burpees a lot. I don't do bear crawls a lot. So I'm hoping this is more of a natural exercise that will translate over from the gym to the track. The only thing I'm thankful for right now is the fact that I don't have a barbell on my back while I'm doing this. Oh. Look at those moves. A little Pele Jr. over here. And luckily, I think the legs bounced back a lot faster than everything else did. Like, I just had a quick little pause. And after the pause, I actually feel like pretty rejuvenated. Versus like the burpee pause, I would pause, get up, and be just as tired. You know how you save the best bite of your food for last? Like that final bite at Chipotle, where you got the perfect combo of guac, cheese, chicken, a little bit of rice. That's how I feel for this run coming up. After all these quarter miles that suck, that run's gonna feel so good. That's my equivalent of my last bite of this workout. If the next person to kick makes a goal, I'll make it 2 miles. Try it again. If the next person to kick makes a goal, I'll do this all again. Shit. This is the 3rd time doing this. If the next person to shoot makes a goal, I'll do this again. Ah! Halfway. I'm actually hitting 102 lunges right now. So it's basically exactly equal to that first 100 there. Time for this lap so far, 10:23. It makes a bear cross seem so fast. The one nice thing about a workout like this is like, no matter how miserable it is, every step you take, you're getting slightly closer to the finish line. So you have like 100 pull-ups to do. Every time you do one pull-up, that's 1% closer you are to being done. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about it, versus like studying for an exam. You study for an hour and you have no idea how much closer you are to the finish line. So I like having concrete numbers like this. The legs are kind of shot by now. I think it's all those bear crawls, just sitting back on them. It really tired them out without me realizing it, because I was so focused on my hands. But now I get into the lunges and it's straight legs, like they just feel like jello. But I'm telling myself, all you gotta do is get to that line, and then I get a nice run. Total time right now, I'll give you a little sneak preview, 50 minutes. So under an hour, I'll be happy. And yes, I also transferred to the grass for the lunges, because just like I got little keyboard hands from typing all day, I also got soft little knees too. So we're gonna keep these nice and protected with this luscious grass. I'm going as fast as I can. One more lap and I'm done. Last lap, 19:05. Now all I gotta do is run a quarter mile. And now I get a run. Camera crew's got to earn their work today. Let me get some water, then we'll talk. All right, here's a little play-by-play of those laps. So starting off the bear crawl, that was actually one of the faster laps. That surprised me. I felt like I was going super slow, but I guess the fact that I was on my hands and knees, it didn't really give me a good rest opportunity, which just meant I was going the whole time. That was 11:35. Next up was the burpee lap. This one was my slowest at 23 minutes. And you can see right here, I think my left hand took most of it. The right hand got some too. So my advice, if you try this, don't fall forward. That made sense in my head, like, oh, I'll cover more ground going fast. But then that's just so much weight landing right there. So stick to the grass, just inchworm it out, nice and easy. And that's how you should do that lap. Next one was the lunges. This one was kind of weird. I was super happy my hands got a break. I could never really get a good top speed going because you're kind of constrained by how fast you can lunge. This was 19:05. I didn't take too many breaks, but the legs were definitely shot by the end of it. And finally, we have the run. That was the dessert on top of everything. My time right here says 2:11. There's a little bit of me yakking in there. It's right around 2 minutes, but the final time for the hardest mile in the world's hardest mile, was 55:54, sub 1 hour. I don't know if that's good, but I'll take it. This has to be the hardest mile I've ever done, but I've got some pretty fun ones coming up. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at Nick Fitness on all of those. You can find all of my challenges over on TikTok. I post the longest videos here on YouTube, and I post a ton of behind the scenes stories over on Instagram.